There was a study that suggested that decluttering can reduce your cleaning time by as much as 40%. Like if I told you that there was something that you could do just one time and it would almost halve the amount of time that you have to spend cleaning, would you jump at it? I'm sure you would. But you might be thinking, okay, where do I start? Though, like, I do not even know where to begin. Lucky for you, every month I share 10 things that you can declutter, just get out of your life for good, to reap those less cleaning rewards. And these are the things that you can declutter in the month of April. Let's go. Hi guys, it's Laura and I help you live a simpler, happier, more spacious life. And first thing on this list is kind of a two-parter. It is laundry supplies and your laundry routine. We've all got detergents, we've got stain removers, all sorts of things that we maybe bought for one particular use or one particular need and then never used that product again. So go through, figure out which are the things that you're actually using and which are the spot treatments that you can just declutter. But also think about your laundry routine as a whole. How could you streamline it, just make it that little bit easier for you? So maybe you decide that you're just going to do laundry one particular day of the week, or there's a school of thought out there that says that you should be doing one load of laundry every single day. Now personally, I do not have that many things to wash, so that wouldn't work for me, but there are certain things that you can do to just speed up the process. So one of mine is doing a load of laundry from start to finish. So I do not put on a second load of laundry until the first one has actually been folded or hung up and put away. Now this, try it, okay? It will revolutionize the laundry game for you. It just makes everything so much easier to complete the job. Another thing I do though is to set a timer. So as soon as clothes go into the washing machine, or mine will tell me how much time like the load will take. So I set an alarm on my phone to tell me when to come back to it, and that way the clothes don't sit there for days forcing me to have to rewash them. Another thing I do, and this might be controversial, but I wash all of my clothes and towels and everything all together. I do not separate anything. I don't separate by color, I don't separate by weight, I don't separate by like what temperature they're supposed to be washed at. Everything goes in the same load. If it doesn't make it out alive, that's just tough luck. It is survival of the fittest here in my laundry room. But yeah, cut down on the supplies that you're using, cut down on the amount of time and energy and effort you are putting into your laundry routine, and reap the rewards for like years, decades to come. Another small awkward space for this next one. I have them right down here. I'm going to call them underpinnings, like outfit underpinnings, the things that form the foundation of your outfits. I mean socks, underwear, tights, etc. I'll tell you why this is such a great one. It's because it's pretty easy to go through these and you can make a significant dent. These are the things that you wear on a daily basis, so you're going to be looking at them on a daily basis. So when you kind of declutter them and clear them out, you get that buzz, like you get that hit every single day. It's not like when you clean out, you know, a closet like in a deep dark corner, or you clean out a cupboard that you don't ever go to, or like a spare room or something that's hardly ever used. You don't get to see the benefit, you don't get to feel the benefit on a daily basis, whereas something like this is great because you actively get to see the difference on a daily basis. But also, unlike clothing like t-shirts, jeans, dresses, etc., these types of things generally don't have much sentimental attachment. So it's much easier to go through something like this than it is a full closet of clothing. So yeah, socks, underwear. I'm not going to show you mine because you get to a point where you just like get fed up showing your knickers on the internet, but trust me, they're down here. Yeah, a great one to go through. You can make significant progress on them. So anything that has like holes in it, anything where the elastic is like past the point of return, you know, tights that have a ladder in them, anything like that. They're things that kind of take a beating. They get worn out pretty quickly. So unless you're like me now and you find like one bra that fits you. And then you just decide that that is the bra that you're going to wear for the rest of your life. Because if you've got something like that, totally fine. But if you've got a pair of socks, you know, that have multiple holes in them and you don't have any strong feelings either way about these socks, time to part with them. Get yourself some new socks. Treat yourself. I treated myself to this pack recently. They've got all little rainbow designs on them. I love these. Socks are kind of dangerous for me because they're so inexpensive, but they're necessary, and they do lots of cute ones these days. So, like, look at these little lambs. So cute. Also, my husband and my daughter got me Jovi socks. My pup. Her little face on socks. Anyway, still easy to get rid of things once they are full of holes. By the by, if you are interested in learning how I fold socks or how I fold underwear or anything, I do have separate videos on those. I will link them in the description for you. Okay, let's move on to this next one, which I'll be honest, I don't have a problem with because I don't actually keep any of this stuff on hand, but I do know that it is, particularly this time of year or like the changeover of seasons, can be a big deal. I am talking cosmetics. I have 0 on hand because I just don't use it, but I am led to believe that a new season means a new palette, like eyeshadows, but I don't know. But if you are the type of person who is into cosmetics, in which case, good for you. I don't have the patience for that, so I applaud you for yours. Do you have stuff that is just old that you're not using? To me, I feel like, let's say an eyeshadow palette or something is kind of like a subscription box, and that's why I don't sign up to any of them. It's because you get it and there's like lots of options in there, but generally you're only going to be using 1, maybe 2 of those things. If it's been there a while, chances are it is swimming in bacteria. Now, if you have a large collection, you could certainly focus on one little subcategory. So maybe your eyeshadow palettes, or maybe lipstick is your jam. You've got lots of different lipsticks or lip glosses or something like that. Definitely fine to break it down and just focus on one little area. But which are the essentials? Like, which are the ones that you wear on a daily or almost daily basis? Those are the ones that should be within easy reach. And then which are the ones that you genuinely do wear, but maybe just on a more occasional basis, you know, for a special event or something. Okay, so cosmetics, not my jam, but this next thing, totally my jam, and it really shouldn't be, because it will be my downfall. Let's go downstairs for this one. Oh, you know you're getting old when you start considering living in a home with no stairs. Anyway, this next one, my knees. This next one is my personal vice, and that is junk food. For me, it is specifically strawberry trifle. I could live on this stuff, and I generally have about 50 boxes of it on hand at any given time. And you think I'm joking, but no, you would be wrong. So much so, in fact, that I made a resolution this year that I wasn't going to buy any more boxes of it because I had 50 plus boxes, and I was like, okay, well, I eat about 1 box a week, so that should be enough to last me throughout the entirety of the year. My only concern is that if I stop buying it, they might stop making it because sales will plummet. I can't even encourage you to buy it to like make up for the lack of sales from me, because we're talking about decluttering junk food, but this is a great one to use what I call natural decluttering. And I think we all do this, even though maybe not the best idea, but that is just using up all of the junk food. I know I've been there, you know, I tell myself I'm going to start eating healthier. I'm like, well, first I need to get all of the unhealthy stuff out of the house, so I'll just eat all of that up, and then yeah, this never leads to anything good. But if you have a very sweet tooth like I do, getting rid of junk food can be a great idea. Like if you are trying to eat healthier, which I am because my health is just like terrible, using it up or getting rid of it, you know, gifting it to someone else, whatever needs to happen is great, because if you can't see it, if it's not in your home, you can't be tempted by it. Now, sure, you could just go to the shop and buy some, you know, whenever you have a craving, but that's extra effort, and usually you're not going to bother. I actually came across a really great quote. I'm going to see if I can find it here on my phone. Hold please. Here it is. It's from the book How to Take Smart Notes, which I spoke about recently, but on page 6 it says, "Nobody needs willpower not to eat a chocolate bar when there isn't one around. Such a great quote, and something that I am currently trying to live by, but I still have a while to go, but I don't think I could ever actually give these up. My body is basically 90% strawberry drive at this stage. It's the only thing holding me together. Okay, let's move on to one that I did almost accidentally. I'm talking about the contents of your purse or wallet. So for Christmas, not for Christmas, but around Christmas time, I bought myself this handy new little bag, and I thought, you know, that's convenient, comes with a strap, I'll easily be able to just throw that on and go out the door. This used to be the purse and wallet that I used, and it still has a lot of my cards and stuff in it. So when I first started using this, I was like, I'll only transfer over the essentials. Like I was running out the door one day and I just grabbed like my credit card, my car key. So I was carrying around like, you know, key rings and random bits and bobs. I was like, I just need my car key, so I'll just take that off the ring, pop it in here. The intention was to transfer everything from this purse over to this one, but it has been several months now, and apart from like one or two things, I haven't needed anything from this purse. So I'm kind of like, why am I even keeping it? Like anything that's in here, I clearly do not need. I find this so fascinating because I have often found that, you know, when I look at something, I think, oh no, I love that, or, you know, I do use that and I keep it. But there are certain things where maybe they get broken, or I lose them, or my daughter takes them. And I realized after a while that I didn't actually miss those things. Now I tend to look around my home, and rather than thinking, you know, do I love this? Do I use it? I ask myself, if this like disappeared, would my life be really any the worse off? Like, would I be devastated? Would I even notice? Or would I just go on about my day? That one question has helped me declutter a lot more stuff over the years. So go through your cards, go through your receipts and coupons or anything that are in here, and declutter them, whittle them down, and figure out which are the items that you're actually using on a regular basis and which are the things that you can get rid of. And this could be another one for natural decluttering, you know, coupons or maybe gift cards or something like that. Make a concerted effort to use them up. Coins. Also, they can really weigh you down. So the next time you're at the store, make an effort to actually use the coins that you have, use them to pay. Okay, let's go out into the garage for this next one, where I know all the neighbors will be looking at me strangely, but we're just gonna power through. I actually have lovely neighbors, but I don't think I will ever get over the uncomfortableness of recording in public. I mean, nobody is specifically watching me, but I know there's somebody behind a window or something looking out and wondering what I'm doing. They all kind of know what I do. But anyway, next on the list is gardening equipment. I am talking rakes, spades, strimmers, seeds, all those types of things. Listen, when the pandemic first kicked off, I was like, yes, I'm gonna have my little vegetable patch. My husband even built one for me, and I was planting seeds, and it was all great until winter rolled around and everything kind of just like the weeds took over, and then I realized I would have to actually maintain it and weed it, and that is when my love affair died. I like planting things ish. I like seeing them grow, and I like reaping the rewards. You know, I like harvesting little things that I've grown, but everything else, no, I'm not cut out for it. I know there are plenty of people out there who love gardening and they find it like meditative, they find it really relaxing and enjoyable. I am just not one of those people. But yeah, this new season is a great time to go through your collection, your gardening collection, and figure out which are the tools that you're actually using and which are the ones that you're just not, which are the ones that are rusty, which are the ones that have like fallen to the back of your garage somewhere never to be seen again. Or have you, like me, realized that you're just not a gardener, no matter how much you want that to be true. Garage is actually looking a little worse for wear. Might be time to get the power washer out again. But next on the list is outdoor toys. So I'm talking like bikes, scooters, little ride along things, anything like that. They're big, they're bulky, and because they spend a lot of time outdoors or like in the garage, they can get very grotty and grimy. Maybe your kids have outgrown them. Excuse me, birds. I am trying to record a video here. But if they're not getting the use that they deserve, or they're not in good condition, your kids have outgrown them, or maybe they're broken and you really, in your heart of hearts, have no intention of fixing it, it's time to let go is one of those great categories, because even just getting rid of one thing, because they're generally big and bulky, can save you a huge amount of space. In a similar vein then is sports equipment, balls, bats, nets, and then all of the kind of like accessories or outfits that come with them. So all of the jerseys, the helmets, the padding, those types of things. I am not a sporty person. I did play basketball in school. That was a long time ago now. I was going to say I was reasonably good at it. I wasn't good at it, but I did enjoy it. My daughter plays soccer. My husband has various sports bits around. But if you're not using it, or if again your kids have outgrown it, you can clear out that stuff and make some space for yourself. If it's still in good condition, you could maybe potentially even sell it, because stuff is expensive. So yeah, if you think you can recoup some of your costs, particularly if you've got a lot of kids involved in sports, go ahead and do that. But it's also wonderful to just donate them. Another space saver for you. Plus, a lot of these things are kind of awkward to store, so if you can get rid of a lot, you're doing yourself a favor. Okay, now let's move back inside, because even though the weather is heating up, it's not quite short sleeve t-shirt weather. I was fooling myself. Next up is any financial stuff. So it could be statements, it could be even accounts that you have that you don't use or you don't need anymore. Same with cards, like if you've got a credit card or a debit card that you're just not using. April here in the US is tax season, so the perfect time to do it. Get all of your affairs in order and make next tax season, it's probably too late for this year, but next tax season that little bit easier on yourself, because you don't have like a million bajillion receipts and folders and statements and stuff lying around. Everything is streamlined, everything is centralized, easy to access. Switching to e-statements is a great way to cut down on the amount of paper clutter that you have coming in. I get all mine sent to me electronically, and then I just save them on my laptop in a specific folder according to whatever year it is. Very easy to access, good system going. Tax season for me, I know for most people, they hate it. I won't say I enjoy it. Like, I'm not thrilled at the thought of doing taxes or anything, particularly paying taxes, but my process is streamlined and it is much easier. So all my taxes, not just for the US, but also in Ireland, because I file in 2 different countries, everything was sent to my accountants in January of this year. All done, just it. Keep your financial life as simple and streamlined as you possibly can, and then you're not going to run into excess paper clutter. You're not going to run into any fees maybe on accounts that you're not using, or fees on cards that you're not using, or you forget that there's a balance on one particular card and then interest is racking up. Pay down as much as you can, pare down as much as you can, and give yourself a strong financial foundation. Still though, thank goodness for accountants, because I do not want to deal with any of that stuff myself. And then something that I used to struggle a lot with, but do not anymore. Hooray for the KonMari method, because it saved me. That is all of the papers that you have lying around that you have meant to recycle and or shred. Paper clutter for me these days is almost non-existent. But yeah, there used to be a time where I would kind of like separate things out into different piles, and one of those piles would be a pile to shred or recycle or whatever. And then, you know, I would get fed up, I'd get bored, or I'd get distracted and go off and do something else, and then months would pass and the stuff would still be sitting there. And what was even worse was often it would get mixed up with other papers, or I would forget which pile was which and end up going back through everything all over again. The only area that I do kind of still make this mistake, not so much anymore, is not specifically with papers, but creating piles of stuff, you know, decluttering and having like a keep pile, a donate pile, a like trash or recycle pile, and then not finishing the job and walking off, and again coming back to it months later and being like, which pile were you again? Or they all get mixed up or kind of moved around the house, and yeah, I forget. So if you've got a pile like that of papers sitting there, take some time today or in the next few days and actually sit down and recycle and or shred them. Then learn from my mistakes and do a decluttering job from start to finish, so that you don't end up having to redo it. Once you've separated things out into their piles, put them where they're supposed to go. Like, put the donations in a donation box, put the stuff that you're trashing or recycling into the recycling bin or wherever it needs to go. It's a pain, I know it is. I know once you finish decluttering and you finish sorting things into piles, you're exhausted and you don't want to look at any of it anymore, but take the extra few minutes to get the job done. Well, let's say you're feeling pretty smug at this stage and you're thinking, oh, I didn't have too many things on this list. I can rest easy. No, I'm here to disabuse you of that opinion. Check out this video for some hidden hotspots in your home when it comes to clutter. Probably not even noticing it, so go check out that video, get rid of that clutter once and for all, and until next time, gur raibh míle maith agaibh. Agus feici mé sibh sigalua. Slán!